What's going on, y'all? It's Locks. Today we got another Prize Picks video for you guys. In today's video, we got the college football week 5 Saturday player props for you guys. We got a total of 4 picks cooked up for you guys. So before we get into those, make sure to drop a like and subscribe with those post notifications turned on. If you guys are new here to the channel, we do not charge for picks or anything. So if you guys would like to help me out and or support me, just for giving the insights and what I believe the picks have good value and all that good stuff. Again, best way you guys can do that is dropping that like right quick down below. And there is a new hype feature on, if you guys are watching this on your phone, if after you guys hit the like button, a little hype button will pop up. If you could hit that, it is also free. Again, it takes 1 second as well. It really helps with the channel, just getting the algorithm out there to more people. And then if you swipe left on the comments, you'll also see it as well. So again, that is another way you guys could help out. But without further ado, a little recap on yesterday's WNBA video for the Friday slate. We went 2 out of 3 on the picks, give you guys a 3-man. Player of the day cashed out easily. We gave you guys her first quarter points. Aaliyah Boston over her 3.5 first quarter points. She ended up having 6. She cashed out easily. Second player, Kayla McBride, over that 11.5 points. She cashed out as well. She had 13. And then unfortunately, our last Goblin, which is like a minus 500 play, Sabali, over that 6.5 points and rebounds and assists. She ended up just doing terrible. I believe she ended up with just 4 rebounds. Again, just not sure what happened there. She played good minutes, but just wasn't really trying to get her boards at all. So kind of just fortunate right there, though. Again, that we lost on a minus 500 Goblin play. But player that they cashed out, if you guys came to the channel just for that one definitely went out there and did our thing. So hopefully we bounce back on today's video. Got a huge stacked college football Saturday slate. So many top 25 ranked games from both teams in the same matchup. So again, should be a very solid day. And with that being said, we're going to go hop right at the picks on today's video. As you guys can see, we got many games. We're going to give you guys 2 players from this Georgia versus Alabama game. This is probably my favorite one of the day, along with LSU versus Ole Miss. I feel like this LSU game, Ole Miss, should turn into a shootout. Highest over and under, or one of the highest over and unders of total points scored, with it being a close game, 1 possession within a field goal in favor of Ole Miss, minus 1.5. Over and under of 57.5. This game should be electric. Got a player from that one. And then 2 players from that Alabama game right here. Right here, Alabama versus Georgia Bulldogs. Over and under 53.5. Every single year that these guys play, it's an electric game. Super good environment. I'm expecting Georgia to be up majority of the game since they are playing at home. Alabama, they've been looking pretty solid the last 2 games, but again, they haven't played crazy competition. They did lose that first game against at Florida State. So hopefully they could go out there and do the thing against Georgia in enemy territory. So got 2 players, expect them to be playing from behind. And then our last player is going to be from that Texas State game against Auburn. So player of the day, or not even player of the day, but my favorite duo on today's video. We're back with Ty Simpson over his passing completions at 21.5. I feel like this one should be pretty fair for him to hit 22 completions on this matchup. Now I'm anticipating for this game for them to be playing from behind. Obviously, like not a crazy margin of behind, but again, definitely having to play a little bit of catch up. If we look at Georgia in passing completion percentage, they're currently ranked 95th in passing completion, given a total of almost 64 on that rate, which is very solid. This dude averages a 53 pass rate, again, or completion rate, and as you guys can see, they give up more than that, so should be pretty solid. They average a total pass rate of 57 pass rate compared to run rate at 43. So again, they definitely love to throw the ball. And then we're going to give you guys Ryan Williams on our second play. We'll go over that in a second. But the target share, he's only been seeing a 16% target share. He did end up missing 1 matchup so far to the 3 that they have played so far this season. So obviously with him still being in that 2 spot, missing a game, that just shows that they love to target him. So in just 2 games alone, he was able to see 17 targets, which is very good value right there. And then now we have this matchup. I believe he should be able to eat. Last season, he tore them up, and playing from behind, this dude is going to thrive in the lights. Obviously, he's a big name player, so I expect him to have another good one. But so far this season alone, first game was close against FSU. Not even close, but they were playing from behind. He had a total of 23 pass completions and threw the ball a total of 46 passing plays, which is insane. This game was a blowout, 73-0. Obviously, don't really need nothing right there. That doesn't do it justice. And then against Wisconsin, this game was a little bit closer, still a blowout. And he ended up having a total of 31 passing plays with a total of 24 passing completions. So as you guys can see, you look at this pattern right here. Every single close game, he typically is guaranteed a 22 over passing completions, which I'm definitely expecting in this game. Top 10 matchup from both, your top 20 matchup from both these teams, again, should be pretty electric. And last season, obviously, there was a different quarterback and everything for Bama. But again, this game ended up being a shootout, and I'm definitely expecting them to be able to have to just play that catch up and throw the ball. So Ty Simpson is going to be our player of the day, or not player of the day, but one of our favorite players from this matchup and just in general on the whole slate. Ty Simpson, passing completions at 22.5. Again, every single game that's been close, he's been seeing over 30 passing, like 35 plus passing plays. So 22, it should be a decent amount against a team who's a 95th ranked in that passing completion percentage. So that's going to be our first player in today's video. Second player, like I just mentioned, Ryan Williams over his 14.5 fantasy score. First game against FSU, obviously Alabama wasn't looking too hot right there, but he bounced back against Wisconsin, had a total of 33 fantasy score, 2 touchdowns, I believe 100 some receiving yards. So again, definitely went out there and did his thing in only 5 receptions. Love this value on this play though. Right here, as you guys can see, targets. He had 11 targets in this first game, only ended up with 5 receptions. The second game, only in 6 targets, he converted 83% of them with a total of 5 receptions. And Georgia is currently ranked 81st in receiving yards allowed, which is nothing crazy with them being a top 5 team in general, rankings wise. Again, them being ranked this low in receiving yard defense is pretty vulnerable, again, for the position they're at. Obviously, it's not the worst, but is definitely not the best for a top 5 team. With that being said, they give a total of 217 receiving yards a game, and Ryan Williams, he could literally cover just his normal receiving yards in one line. If we go to last season, there was multiple games at the start of the season, and his career high of receiving yards was actually against this Georgia team over there in Alabama last season. So again, he definitely went out there, did his thing. He looked very promising in this Wisconsin matchup, 165 receiving yards, again, in only 5 receptions. So definitely expecting him to have a good game right here. And it's kind of a correlation, but it doesn't get that crazy payout shift like we see from just the quarterback passing yards paired with the receiving yards, passing yards. If you mix it up a little, do passing completions, passing attempts, pair it with like a fantasy score on a receiver. Again, you don't get that crazy payout shift, which PrizePicks has just really been implementing a lot on this college football season, which has been hurting the correlation plays, which I know a lot of people were running last season. But again, you got to find the loophole and find ways around it. And I believe this is a perfect duo right here. So Ryan Williams, again, another reason if they're going to be playing from behind, they're definitely going to be using the receivers a lot more, which this should be one of their go-to guys. So that's going to be our first 2 players on today's video. Again, if Ty Simpson completes 22 pass completions, which I'm definitely expecting him to, I believe Ryan Williams should easily get 15 fantasy score right here. So these are going to be our first 2 players from that Alabama-Georgia game. Third player on today's video, moving on to LSU versus Ole Miss. I like Aaron Anderson over 71 receiving yards. I think this dude should go crazy. First 3 games of the season, he's played a total of 4, covered 3 out of 3, 99 against Clemson, close game, total of 99 receiving yards. Second game against Louisiana Tech, within 2 possessions, had a total of 73 receiving yards. Florida, another tough matchup, it was within 10 points, had a total of 75 receiving yards. And then this was just a cupcake matchup, 56-10. Obviously, they didn't end up play him nearly as much. Now we got Ole Miss over and under of 57.5. Should be very high scoring game. Ole Miss loves to throw the ball as well. So again, you could definitely see this matchup turning into a crazy shootout. And Aaron Anderson and Garrett Nussmeier, their connection has been looking just so good so far this season. He currently has a 20% target share. This game, obviously, he didn't see nearly as many targets because I think they only played him in the first half, pretty much sat him the whole second half. But if we look at all the close games, 8 targets, 10 targets, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 8 receptions, 4 receptions. And typically whenever he gets the ball thrown at him, it is a deep ball. So he's a deep threat. And with this game anticipated to be back and forth on the road, more than likely they have them anticipated to be playing from behind, which again increases opportunities for them to have those passing plays, which again increases opportunities for him to get those looks, which on top of that increases the chances for him to get those receiving yards. So you guys can kind of see the pattern right there. I feel like this one should be an electric matchup. And on top of that, this LSU team already has a 57% pass rate compared to a 43% run rate. And again, if they're going to want to be able to keep up with this high-powered Ole Miss team who loves to air out the ball, they're going to have to do so themselves to keep up with them. So Aaron Anderson is a perfect fit for this matchup over that 71.5 receiving yards. And then our last and final player on today's video, moving on to Auburn versus Texas A&M. I like Cam Coleman over his 24.5 Goblin line. This one's currently minus 950 on DraftKings. So again, should be a freebie Goblin line for a reason. His normal line is currently at 50 right now. Cut it in half, taking it at 25. Again, Texas A&M, they're currently ranked 69th in receiving yards allowed. But that being a top 20 team, that's not the best number right there on giving up receptions and just receiving yards in general. Given a total of 211 a game, Cam Coleman, we only need 25 yards out of him. He could easily get that in one play. He averages 22 yards per reception. Now, he doesn't see no like crazy guaranteed targets. As you guys can see, there's been some matchups where he only sees 4 targets. Right here, multiple times against Baylor, only 4 targets. Against USA, like only 4 targets. So that's why we're taking the Goblin line instead of the normal line. Like compared to Anderson, he sees a consistent amount of targets in every single game. Compared to this guy, we'll see 8 targets get bumped up all the way down to 4. So again, that inconsistency, just going to take the Goblin line, be safe rather than sorry. They have a 46% pass rate. There's been definitely a lot of matchups where they've blown out their teams. So obviously that's nothing crazy. Blew out this team right here, blew out Ball, and then blew out Auburn. It was a close game right there in this last matchup against Oklahoma. When they were playing from behind, he ended up having a total of 88 receiving yards, again, which just shows whenever they're playing from that behind spot, which I'm expecting them to be against Texas A&M over there on the road against a ranked team. Third team is pretty solid, 3-1 currently at the moment. So again, this is definitely a big game for them if they want to keep their season alive and hopes for the playoffs. So Cam Coleman, 22% target share, should be pretty solid. 25, again, don't want to go crazy in depth to this because it is a Goblin line, but should be pretty solid and free in my opinion. So Cam Coleman is going to be the last and final player on today's video. 24.5 receiving yards, and that is the 4-man that we got cooked up for you guys for this college football week 5 slate going on. So 2 first players, Ty Simpson, 21.5 pass completions. Second player, Ryan Williams, 14.5 fantasy score. Third player, Aaron Anderson, 71.5 receiving yards. And then last and final player, Cam Coleman, 24.5 receiving yards. So nice little 4x payout. If you throw in $20, you win 80. If you throw in $10, you win 40. So nice little just numbers to put in there. If you guys would like to take normal line on Cam Coleman for the extra payout boost, I want to take like the full normal line, but there's like 39 or 29.5, 30 something 0.5 or whatever. So if you guys want to play it, pretty confident in these 4 though. I believe all of them should have a great matchup. And yeah, that is all I got for you guys on today's video. Again, push up that like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. Again, new hype button, that would also be much appreciated. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and let's see you today.